been a little bit since the investigation recording for me, but I mean, regardless, I have zero idea how this is going to play out. Like, this is a case I just don't really have many leads on. I hope I didn't forget too many minor details that are going to screw me over the mystery labyrinth here, but I mean, we shall see, right? We shall certainly see. Welcome back.
Again with the falling. Why can't it ever be a gentle landing? Oh, Vivia. This is called the Mystery Labyrinth.
So, this place is a physical manifestation of mysteries from the case?
You can tell? Oh, well, anyway, this actually isn't my forte. It's...
Due to the power of death. Her, right?
Huh?
So you really could see me this whole time.
He could?
It's due to my spiritual affinity. Ever since I was young, I've been able to see otherworldly things.
Yeah.
My forte was gained through training that innate talent. Though, I wasn't able to see her clearly like this before. I could tell you were talking to some haze following you around, but that was it. Until one day, I used my spectral projection at the agency, and saw that death got clear as crystal. After that, I did some research. I discovered that the WDO Underground Book Vault held something called the Book of Death. And also, that someone had taken it.
We're actually going to
Did
find out a little bit
I
about what
take it?
happened.
Before I lost my memories?
I don't know. Since you're a rookie, I doubt you'd have access to the book vault. Only a handful of people have WDO clearance for that.
Just a handful?
Anyway, you've been using this ability to solve the other cases up till now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, this is also related to the mysterious deaths of all those culprits? My guess is, clearing a labyrinth, a materialization of a mystery, causes its true perpetrator to die. If that's the case, you've killed a lot of people with your own hands, Yuma.
Well, I didn't really kill anyone. It's just what happens when...
Nope. I may be the one reaping their souls, but the blood is still on your hands.
What? Hey!
No point in pretending to be a goody two-shoes. You're risking your life to solve these mysteries.
I see. So you're determined to do this, huh? Sorry, but I don't think I have that kind of conviction myself. So, I think I'll take a nap here while you go and risk your life.
You can sleep if you want, but you won't be able to get out.
Is that so?
Just want to
If
die.
you're not with Master when and if he solves the labyrinth, this place will collapse around you. Well, if you don't have any regrets in the real world, you're free to die here.
Regrets? I don't have any of those, but there are still some things I've left unfinished. Especially after you exposed the mystery of this case.
What do you mean by that?
I'll be perfectly clear. I'm just going to tag along. I'll leave the heavy lifting to you.
I don't care what you do, just don't get in our way. Well, Master, let's do the usual.
Okay.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
I am.
Is that sword for cutting through mysteries? This place must be pretty dangerous.
Here you go, Master. Here's your solution key.
Is that key something like a clue for the case? Wow. Looks like you're ready to go.
Could you be more of a doubter? Whatever. I'm gonna ignore you. So let's go and unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Let's hunt down this culprit who preys on the truth.
We have to walk? This is unbearable.
Come on! You're bumming me out here.
I thought you were going to ignore him.
I get it. Walking stuff.
Say, Vivia, do you remember anything about the case?
You mean Dr. Huesca's murder? Or are you talking about when Chief Yako was attacked?
Huh? You remember? Everyone else that came here lost their memories.
That's pretty rare. Must be because of his whole spiritual thing.
So the others lost their memories. That's why no one remembers this death god.
How rude of them! It's thanks to yours truly that those cases got solved.
That reminds me, I used my coalescence with Fubuki before Vivia. But Vivia is the only one who came into the mystery labyrinth.
I guess coalescence got overwritten. Maybe it only takes the most recent ability. I don't know either.
No, I didn't think about that, but
I
yeah.
don't know, but coalescence is your power, Shinigami.
Relax, will ya? Minor detail.
You would have been better off with Fubuki. She would have been far more useful for this case.
It doesn't matter anyway. No one can use their forte here.
Oh. So now I really don't have to do anything. Thank goodness. What a relief.
Jeez! You ever think your lack of motivation could be contagious?
Hey, relax.
Long walk. I don't know. And I'm ready to get into like the actual questions here, which I'm sure are going to be in just a second here. I'm trying to rattle my brain. Starting with the question.
Ooh, there's that mystery!
All right, what it is. What it is. Hopefully something easy. I need to ease myself back into this.
Stop surprising me like that.
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits. But it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't have a choice.
Huh? Why didn't a problem appear?
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master, maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
You know, that is very true. I do not.
There's so many unknowns. I'm
You have to
honestly
find
feeling
more
lost
somehow?
right now.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing.
Sorry.
Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
The first mystery is the fact that Dr. Weska was murdered in a completely
Yeah.
locked room with
Gonna say,
no
how
way
did the
in
killer
or
get
out.
in the first place?
The doctor
Getting
was
in
located
first,
deep in
then
the
getting
critical
out.
lab, behind layers of security.
Just like start one step at a time like
Yet,
that?
he was found stabbed to death. We were the first to discover the body. At the time, we were controlling the robot, Amapel. Because of that, we were thought to be the culprits. But we obviously aren't. So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so, but I'm not absolutely sure. Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him. But
Fair.
there's no doubt the hitman stabbed Chief Yako. That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
So are we trying to find the hitman or both? I guess I don't know. It's kind of.
Peacekeepers?
I mean, like chapter 2, we
Ward's garbage.
took all
What are you
3 of the
doing?
girls out. So even though, you know, you could argue that some only helped with the murder.
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the mystery labyrinth.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the labyrinth, right?
Right.
You pieces of shit. You're disturbing the peace of Kanai Ward.
This guy doesn't seem like an easy opponent.
But we have no choice. For Chief Yako, for everyone.
You killed Dr. Weska, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
No, thanks. I'm good. Yeah. The shoe print? Well, let's find out. I'm assuming it might be that one. He might just. Let's just find out though.
Weska.
He might try to pull some like, oh, you.
Disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab.
Technically, I guess. That is true.
And then murdered him inside.
Almost.
Until you actually entered the lab. The security system for the critical lab stayed active.
That's
It's
lie.
impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
That is.
In other words, no one can enter the doctor's lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
Shoe print. That's it. Hold on. I think it's shoe print because they made the point that Weska's barefoot. I do remember that. He just likes to walk around barefoot. So I'm sure that might be the next line of reasoning. Like, well, he used a shoe.
Amapel was about to
Like you
enter
could
the doctor's
argue
lab.
it's the doctor who kicked the pair, but it's clearly a shoe print, not a footprint.
In fact, there was a mark on Amapel's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence?
It's a little flimsy, yeah,
Is
but
bullshit the only thing that comes out of that mouth? Don't make me laugh.
I'm assuming that, yeah. Oh, and that might be the next part at
Shit.
least. So
There was an intruder? That's impossible. And in fact, you proved that yourself.
Damn.
Get him!
Oh, I proved
Don't
that
make me
myself.
laugh.
Okay, hold on.
Shit!
Yeah, I gotta repel a little shit.
That's impossible. And in fact,
I guess it's just this one.
you proved that yourself.
My flame doesn't hold up! What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder!
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh.
Okay.
If there was,
Lab map. Not yet. Oh, well, I might wait to see until. I'll wait to see what he says from it too.
and where did they go?
Great question. Still don't know that one yet.
By the time you arrived at the scene, there was no one else, right?
Yes, I believe so. Lid is barred but hinged, easy to make it up close. I don't know.
There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
Is it this? Or do they want me to say he might have been in there?
There's no way they got past you.
I mean,
Or
I
are you
guess.
saying they slipped away and you missed it?
I mean,
It's
he has
obviously
to.
impossible. Isn't that funny? You just proved you committed the crime.
Maybe not. Yeah. I think it's the second one where that's the head. It's the only
If there was another
way
intruder,
that makes sense right now, but how they got in still doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I guess. Or how they're in, they got out, and then they could have slipped past after we already
there's no
got
one
it.
else, right?
Correct. And stabbed Yako.
There's no place to hide in the critical lab.
I'll slash through this mystery!
There wasn't anywhere to go, but I guess there was like a place technically to hide.
There's a hiding
And at that-
spot. It's inside the airlock's
Yeah, at that point
decontamination device.
everything would have been, the poison gas would have been
Fence
already
cover can
taken
be
out.
easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway.
Yeah, because nobody stayed behind, right? Because
Everything
all
is wrong.
us,
Your existence is all
Fubuki and
wrong.
Desahiko, all went in
Have
there.
fun chasing that fake truth you found.
So there could have been an easy way to slip out while we were dealing with the whole, discovering his body type.
We managed to defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
All right, we'll get it this time.
Come on!
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth.
I mean, yeah? Unless they're trying to be, funky with the wording here? I mean, there had to be, right? Unless they're trying to say, is an employee or somebody that doesn't mean they're an intruder, I guess. That was right anyway, so it's fine.
We're just now getting to the point? What a pain.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's an easy question to start with, so.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's head inside.
There was an intruder for sure. We know someone bumped into Amapal.
The culprit probably hit Amapel on their way out. After that, they must have intended to leave the lab.
I knew we were coming.
They couldn't because we were in the front chamber. So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
Airlock was number 3,
So,
correct, I think?
If you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they
Yeah,
were in
there's
here.
really no way to check.
Super lame to make up excuses, Master.
It's not an excuse, but it is true. If I had thought about why Amapal was knocked over at that time, I would have realized the culprit was in there. We could have waited in ambush or searched for them. And if I'd caught the culprit then, Chief Yako wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
Please get to the end of the hallway, please. Takes too long.
Really? Another fork in the path.
How did the culprit enter the lab?
Seems like we're finally at the central question. This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible
Okay.
murder.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read.
You can bring your own stuff into the mystery labyrinth?
He's just special.
Okay, so it can't be that one, because I believe we know for a fact that the doctor did not deactivate any of the security protocol. It wasn't deactivated for about 3 months. Is this correct? If I can find this. Security log, yes. Disabled. Records show this was disabled an hour ago, which was ours. It has not been turned on back since yet. Yuma and the company used the Amapal to disable security. So we were the first one to do it. Didn't know that was a thing here. Okay. Then it had to be the cutting of the power, right? Because the blackout, correct? I think that's what it has to be. That's the only one that makes sense. Because they never invited. He was in. That's clear. We know that the culprit was in.
Right here!
The culprit used the blackout to slip past security and into the lab.
Wasn't it like 30 seconds or
That
less,
answer
though,
is
too?
pretty simple.
I-
Almost too.
I checked that, too. Sorry, I don't pause mid talking here, but. Nothing? Yeah, here we go. At the time they witnessed a dark silhouette pass through the shadows, the researcher claimed it must have been the hitman, although the identity of this figure is unknown. Electrical room right before the blackout. Now, it doesn't tell us how long. I'm sure they'll mention it, but just trying to, I guess, get the head start on. Get the head start on everything.
Huh? A trap?
Guess you were wrong, Yuma. Well, I already knew that before you entered.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
You wanted me to tell you? You should have said so earlier. People only grow by learning from past mistakes, which is why I purposely...
Master, we have to get out of here!
Living statues from Dragon Quest? Seem like the right pose, bro.
Use logic to show how this route is the wrong one!
Alright, I'll try.
But I don't know. It's the only one that really logically makes sense. Why is deactivated? Oh, wait. Hold on. Why is deactivate security by cutting power not correct? I guess that security log then? Running without issue. Oh, okay, there was that.
It's no use. I won't.
Oh? So, well, it's the other one, but like what? Oh, that's right, the temporary power supply. I mean, I guess, yeah, they kind of work in tandem there.
The doctor said the critical lab was on a separate grid, and the
That's
lab
right,
switchboard
okay.
wasn't in the electrical room. The security wouldn't shut off, even if there was a blackout in the building.
So when the blackout happened, the lab never shut off.
Well, I may have messed up, but at least we got a little closer to
But
the
that
truth.
still doesn't make sense, because there
Maybe,
had to be
but
something
if you
it
hadn't
said.
messed up in the first place, you wouldn't have to come up with such a lame excuse.
I know. I'll do better next time.
I don't want to be picked the wrong path first, right? Usually it's tell you you're wrong as opposed to making you solve a minigame again, but we'll see. You got any hints, I guess?
Yeah, that's right.
See, the thing is, I feel like they... Are they talking about, like, the lab specifically? Like, the one single room at the end of that pathway? Because then maybe that's correct?
Right here.
Maybe? Alright, well, we'll just run with this one. I genuinely don't know right now, so...
Culprit never entered? But you said there's no doubt the culprit was in there.
Perhaps the intruder is not the culprit after all.
How do you get...
So you're saying that the doctor committed suicide? If the doctor committed suicide, then the culprit wasn't the intruder, but the doctor himself.
But if the doctor did it, there would be no intruder. The doctor was already in the lab.
Yeah, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I think, so...
Huh? This route is wrong too? Again?
No need to worry, Yuma. I don't mind it at all if we can't find a way to move forward.
It's gotta be like all three are wrong paths right now, and we just gotta
Motivation.
do something or
You
something.
can take care of this on your own.
I don't know.
Master?
Don't let him influence you!
Why is the doctor not committed suicide? Oh, well, it's in his back. I mean, I'll just do the back one. Yeah, I'll say that makes the most. It both makes sense, but obviously this is the physical one where
That's
it's
right.
physically
The
not
doctor was
possible.
stabbed 3 times in the back.
Yeah, I never
One
thought it
stab
was
indicated that
suicide.
He held the knife in place, then fell on it to kill himself.
That'd be so stupid, though.
But he couldn't have made 3 wounds like that. There's no way it was a suicide.
No excuses, Master. Do it again.
You're tired, Yuma. Why don't you lie down for a bit?
Resting here wouldn't help me at all.
There's the last one of the doctor inviting him in. That does not make sense due to like paranoia and stuff, and I feel like we can just disprove it that one. So I'm assuming the real answer after we get to a dead end of these 3 is to find some sort of solution that's, I guess, well, just simply outside of our 3 possibilities right now. I think. Is there like a secret door I'm like getting goofed onto? I just want to make sure. Nothing that sticks out yet, so. We'll try it. I'm sure it's wrong too, but I'm assuming they just wanted us to do this, so.
The doctor invited the culprit in?
But that would also have to say that he disabled the security system, correct?
Things are so muddled now because we're assuming the culprit forced their way inside. If the culprit was invited to the lab, then he easily would have been able to enter.
Ah, so you think the doctor disabled the security?
Once again, we can
Needed if he was
disprove that.
expecting a guest.
Huh? What? This was the last route!
This labyrinth is a tricky one. It's like one of those old detective novels. Perhaps you're the real culprit, Yuma.
Really, Master?
Of course not! Focus! We need to get out of here!
What do they want us to take out? Why the security log? It's got to be that one.
The log on the doctor's computer didn't show any signs of security getting shut down. If that's the case, he certainly didn't cut security just to let someone in. What's going on? Were all 3 routes wrong?
I wonder what it means.
Is it an extra route? I don't know. I'm still trying to think exactly because it's not. It's got to be some weird ass shenanigans, right? Yep, 0.1% chance of actually working. You know, haha, secret door, I call it.
Hey, there's another door!
What if it's that
Get
one?
it! Since we proved that every possibility was wrong, a new one has appeared.
Okay, what we got?
Interesting. The mystery labyrinth not only materializes the case, but also changes based on your investigation.
Right. Something felt off about those other routes. It's almost like we were forced to choose the wrong way.
But by eliminating each wrong answer one by one,
That's trying
you
to
open
tell
the
us that.
path to the right answer.
Trying to tell us that like we are being led on by the culprit. I guess maybe is that
Who cares? Let's just see what's in
like
the
false
final
evidence or
route.
let on some trail. I mean, we've had that in games before. Like fall into like the victor.
They used
Oh.
spectral projection to enter and kill him?
Well, that wasn't my answer, but
The culprit is... I can't believe the culprit entered the labyrinth with us.
no, that's
That's never
that's wrong.
happened
Well,
before.
obviously it's sure it's not him, but
How dare you trip?
I think that could easily be disproven as well. Oh, shoot, I meant to. Where is spectral protection? Maybe I can't tell. You cannot touch anything while using spectral protection. You cannot take over somebody else's body, nor can it be hurt. That right there. So that's wrong too. But I don't know if they want us to try to. I mean,
No escape! Once
no, we
the
can't really
mystery is
manipulate
solved,
anything
the
either. It's just
culprit will be judged.
whatever. We'll figure it out here.
Let's finish up this mystery labyrinth and boom kill this dude.
What? Hold on!
I mean, I guess you'll find an answer by narrowing out every other possibility over a long freaking course.
Huh? Another trap?
That's why I said to wait. There's no way Vivi is the culprit.
Then prove it and beat this thing.
Why just a little bit of
Won't be
guard?
convinced until you do.
Freaking Bob Rossman. Alright. These are just straight up living statues from Dragon Quest Ghost Form trades.
To begin with, nothing can be touched while in ghost form. He couldn't have held the murder weapon, the knife.
Yeah.
So it's not possible that he stabbed.
Because when he was, threatening to kill Yuma, that was all. He had to go back into his own body to wake up and slice him down.
But a detective must suspect everything.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
Besides, it's his fault for being so sketchy. The way he looks, how he talks, everything is super suspicious.
Sorry. I do try to stay out of sight.
Anyway, let's go back.
If he's not the culprit, then we're back to square one.
Let's try going back to the fork in the path. Maybe something else changed.
Another possibility? How many more are we gonna get? I don't think what else, I mean, I don't know what else to throw at us. That one was hyper specific and targeted, so I don't know if we're gonna have another one, and it'd be kind of weird if we kept doing that until we...
Nothing's changed.
There aren't any new doors. What? There's nowhere to go? What was the point of eliminating all the other paths?
Good question.
Come on.
Don't start with that again. How about you help us for a change? You better cooperate, unless you want to get chopped up by Master Solution Blade.
Hold on, Shinigami.
I don't want to get chopped up. I dislike pain immensely. But you know, the journey up to now wasn't a waste.
Yeah.
We did eliminate many possibilities.
But that means nothing if we can't reach the truth.
Nothing? Why do you want the truth in the first place?
Huh?
It's easy to say you want the truth. But are you sure you can handle it? No matter how cruel that truth may be.
Can I handle it?
I'm still not sure if you're the kind of person who can. I bet you're not sure either. That's why you're still so hesitant. This mystery labyrinth also reflects your reluctance. Maybe that's why you can't reach the truth.
What are you talking about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I won't hesitate to expose the truth.
So you still haven't realized it? Guess you're not quite there yet. Well, that's fine for now. But eventually, you'll be forced to make a choice. When that happens, you'll have to prove your conviction and expose the truth, like you said.
Enough nonsense. Let's find some clues.
As an apology for the distraction, let me tell you something. This labyrinth appears to change shape by reflecting our investigation. So, instead of following the revealed path, isn't it possible to carve your own path?
Carve my own path? That's right, Shinigami! We can create new routes with our own deductions. Maybe we can do it here.
Sometimes, just a slight change in perspective is enough to completely change how you see things.
So if I change my perspective here, I might see something new. I see. I was so focused on how to overcome the security system. But that's not right. I need to change my perspective and think about who could have overcome it.
Don't box yourself in with your own assumptions.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
I hate when the anemic vampire tells us what to do. But if Master wants to... then fine. I'll lend you my power. Lay it all out, Master!
What do they want me to try to solve here? I guess we'll figure that out, huh?
Are you ready to play the Shinigami puzzle?
Who is capable of overcoming this? Well, I'm a pal, yeah. Because we did that. Oh, there, I'd probably dash for the pal, yeah. L, take the L. There wasn't a second one though, so I wondered if if there was like a way that we're able to like kind of hang out. I just don't know how they do it. Like somehow like go in tandem with Amapel? But that could be why we mentioned Fubuki's Forte, because like obviously,
This is all thanks
as long
to
as
me.
I don't know the gas. Just, oh god, I don't know.
Perhaps I said too much. Well, nothing has been solved yet.
I wish you'd express yourself a little better. How can we tell if you're happy or sad?
I've never been happy or sad in my entire life.
I want to die someday.
I die someday.
Let's go.
This guy's hopeless!
Anyway, let's explore this new route.
That line's so real. I want to die someday. All right, so what's the next
When
thing
we
we
think about who
want?
could get
Yeah,
past security, the only option we know of is Amapal.
correct.
True, and that's how we were able to get through security ourselves.
But it's just a toy robot, right? How is it related to the case?
I don't know yet, but since Amapal can get through security, it must be important.
It's sealed off here, too.
Hey, there's an intercom. Maybe someone will respond if you use it.
No way. Huh? Doctor?
Huh? Wait. What the?
Yeah, it's the last couple of
Wait.
seconds.
Who are you? Help! Somebody come help me!
Isn't this the footage of when the doctor was attacked?
Yeah, you're right.
That makes it believe they were either masked or
The
disguised,
mystery materialized.
or he simply did not know who
Must
this
be
person
related
was.
to what the doctor just said.
If they were like undisguised, not disguised. But the guy had like a what? It looked like he had a cloak on and a.
So the question is, who did the doctor say, "Who are you?" to? Well,
I don't get how you can keep reading at a time like this.
It's got to be the culprit, right?
I can certainly understand why you'd want to choose that. But Wasn't security active at that point? I considered all the various possibilities, but I couldn't figure out a way.
Well,
to get
Amapel
past
wasn't
the
there either.
security.
So was
If
it no
I'm
one?
right, then there is no basis to infer that
Yeah.
someone had entered the doctor's
Wait,
lab at this
well-
point. Which means you can't say the
Who
doctor was
are
directing
you?
those words to the...
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know. It's okay.
The trap didn't activate. Does that mean we found the right answer? Huh? So the right answer is no one? Why
I
would
don't
the doctor
really-
say, "Who are you?" if no one was there?
The security was still active at the time, so no one could enter the doctor's lab, right? And that was before I borrowed Amapel. So the only explanation is that no one was there.
Why would he say that if no one was there?
I think if we go there, we'll find the answer.
I mean, I guess at that point, the only thing would be that he was in
It's
on.
obviously just a side road. Who cares
He was
what the old
planning
geezer
with
was thinking
somebody
anyway?
to fake his
It looks
own
like
death,
This is the only way we can
but
go.
they killed him.
Besides, I am curious about what was going through his mind. It could be an important factor in solving the mystery behind this case.
He did just kind of like glance over,
Still,
which he's deaf, so we do
Being
know that.
forced to
But
take a side route is too much trouble. Makes me wish I was dead.
well,
So, Master, do you have an idea about what the geezer was thinking?
Not yet, but I think it has to do with why he said, "Who are you?" I think the doctor was putting on an act.
yeah, it's the only other solution then.
The doctor put on an act for a reason, but I have no idea why. We have to figure that out by going down this doctor's motive route.
I'm assuming he was trying to fake somebody that he was like the only one who could get into that. So he faked it to pretend that he died, and then nobody would check on it, and then at some point he would have ended up, oh my god, eventually slip out. He's just trying to leave.
You rats keep scurrying around. Do you really think you'll discover Dr. Weska's motive this way? Good luck with that, morons! He had no motive at all!
I mean, all he needed was a
Well,
witness
he said
to.
There's nothing here. Let's head back.
Fair enough.
We can't do that! If he's trying to block our path, then this route must be important.
Nah, fine.
I'm only here because you maggots piss me off. So, I'm gonna end you here and now!
Okay. Probably that one.
This was all
but
part of the doctor's plan?
yeah,
He
to
didn't
escape.
have a plan at all!
Pretend to die. But somebody wanted him
Exchange
dead,
on the
so.
intercom wasn't an act.
Okay.
There
I
was no
believe it.
reason to put on a show. The doctor misunderstood. You probably don't know this.
Okay.
Weska put his soul into his work. The research was going well.
Say anything about that home.
The doctor was loyal to Amaterasu.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, okay. Bye.
This is the truth!
He didn't give a yuck, sir. He only gave a yuck about himself, probably.
No, the doctor was planning on betraying Amaterasu Corporation. He was trying to escape Kanai Ward. He said so in the messages he wrote.
kind of want to know who the anonymous is. Probably the killer or the intruder. They could. I mean, I guess they brought up the fact that the culprit and the intruder could be two different people. Which, I mean, obviously, you might want to have multiple people too.
What was that? What was he trying to deny? Why was he covering up the doctor's motives?
He only knows a lot, and I feel like he would probably know.
It seems that
He didn't
this
seem to really
case
care.
involves the inner workings of Amaterasu.
Like I said, I'm sure. I don't know if he's the culprit. I doubt he is necessarily, but like, I feel like obviously, clearly they have their own hand in like all these cases by manipulating facts and evidence and all that shit. So
Perhaps the doctor's act had something to do with that.
once again, yeah, to pretend he was dead, or because obviously we would know, like we could assume that the security system was disabled. We wouldn't have full proof. All that stuff was, a lot of it was on his knowledge.
Gate. Everything's
So
locked
maybe
up.
he had a guy to cause a blackout, and then that could be like the evidence. It's like, oh, the blackout, he bypassed the security system, killed the doctor, then he'll escape
We have
too,
to
you know?
choose the right door and insert the correct solution key.
Gotta be faking
This
stuff.
is way more hassle than before. Guess I'll leave it to you, Yuma.
As always.
Swapping places, Hell. Hold on, let me just read this. Okay, yeah, never mind. That is it. Okay. The sulfuric acid. He was gonna make the body so unrecognizable. He's probably just going to have somebody die, or just have a corpse or something. I'm sure they've been able to facilitate that.
The door actually opened.
So, yeah, so then when he left, they would just find an unrecognizable body burnt to hell and back from sulfuric acid after he got out. I mean, kind of Vivia's got the color scheme of a Phantom. Like, the wackiness that they have when they're in this labyrinth, so...
So the doctor tried to swap places with someone else to escape from Amaterasu. The notes he left behind in the lab hinted at his plan.
You mean the diagram with the sulfuric acid being poured on someone?
Yeah, he was going to swap places with a corpse, then melt it with acid. He wanted to disfigure it beyond recognition. That's how he planned to fake his own death.
At the very least, it'd buy him enough time to escape.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like DNA would be able to find it if
So
they were able to get it like through a thorough analyzation.
Melting a
Analysis.
corpse with sulfuric acid? Yay! So cool and grotesque! So who is the substitute supposed to be?
Maybe the hitman. The doctor was under surveillance by Amaterasu, but he was still looking for a chance to
Was that
escape.
an act, do you think? Like the hitman
When
was
he
a
learned a hitman was after him,
fake?
he figured his chance had arrived. The doctor was hoping to use the security system to kill the hitman and use the body as a decoy.
Now that I think about it, the doctor did seem to be waiting for the hitman to arrive.
The hitman hasn't arrived yet. When will he show up? Don't tell me this so-called first-rate hitman was captured by peacekeepers.
But the hitman never did show up. That's why the doctor had a sudden change of plans.
And that was the act he put on by asking, "Who are you?"
Perhaps that was a trap to lure you in.
To have you die instead.
He was trying to lure Master?
He
To run
considered
after him.
taking advantage of the detectives, since the hitman never showed up. So if he called for help, he would charge into the lab, not knowing anything about the security system, and thereby acquire the corpse he needed as his decoy.
That seems overly complicated. Like those guys who overthink asking girls out.
Well, he couldn't have used another researcher. Someone would
Yeah.
have noticed their absence. He needed visitors. People from outside to pull it off.
Okay.
So if I didn't know about the security and had rushed into the lab,
You'd be a super sexy skeleton right now. Aw, so close.
you want that?
But the doctor's plan failed, and he actually got boom killed by the hitman. I get what he was trying to do, but what about the impossible murder?
Assuming the attack on the doctor was just an act when we saw him through the intercom, we at least know for sure the real attack hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, but it was quite a while, I'd
The
assume,
culprit entered the lab after that exchange.
because we had to go get the
So the
Amapel.
problem is, when did they actually enter?
Where are we?
This place is a real mystery. Then again, I suppose that checks out.
Huh? Shinigami?
Yeah! Master, this looks like an important turning point! So, is that your final answer?
I haven't said anything yet!
Master, you need to narrow down the timing for when the culprit got inside. Now then, here's our fateful fork in the road. It's life or death! We're at the crossroads of mystery and solution. This earth-shattering choice may be your last. Now, Master, which one will you choose?
Wish you could watch the video. So I think it followed it, and then that like long stretch when the door was opening. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna say no. Oh, it was it? Okay, it was yes.
When I directed Amapel
I guess-
to go
I don't
to
know,
the
it depends
doctor's
on-
lab, he already had a knife stuck in him.
I don't remember the exact
Which
chain of
means
events
he
here.
was murdered before Amapel entered the doctor's lab.
Your answer?
Oh, sorry. That's what I was. Wait, I actually don't. Nah, whatever.
Is correct! Congratulations, Master! Would you like to double down?
What are you talking about? Anyway, let's keep going.
Like I said, I think it's when after the tile puzzle, the door slowly opened. I was
Little
like,
by
like
little,
15 something
we're
seconds.
narrowing down when the culprit entered.
Yeah, but we still don't know how yet. It had to be between when we spoke to the doctor over the intercom and when Amapel entered his lab. During that time, the culprit entered the doctor's lab and murdered him.
So the most likely time would be when you went to borrow Amapel, Master. The culprit had to have entered the lab then.
But Fubuki waited at the front chamber while Desuhiko and I went to borrow Amapel. She said no one entered or left the lab.
Okay. actually think they were like in that like airlock already at that point, but then that would